welcome again. Today we're going to do a method that is developed in the 80s by a project that was assigned by the KGB in Russia. It's called Future Energy Information Development, and it's aimed initially for mind control. So in this method, more than 500 extrasensory people were studied, classified. Their remote viewing was classified, studied how it's done, what conditions they go into, what bodily conditions stimulate such a thing. And everything was classified and documented so that people could use these tools at will. So not necessarily if you're born or your grandma was a psychic that you inherit these skills, but you can develop them as well. So the premise of both methods is that we use our mind, our emotions, and we create images. And these images control our reality if we place them in the right place. So the Silva method uses a screen that is like a 2D. So left represents the future, right represents the past. Likewise, in front of you represents, if it's further away, in front of you is the, and a little bit in front of you is the present, further in front of you is the future, and behind you is the past. And vertically, there's also a vertical coordinate. Vertically, this represents, upwards represents the future. When it's inside of you, it's the present, and behind you is the past. So this can be used both in the Silva method and with this system, a future energy information system. So this is a very quick introduction that I'm giving you here just to know what you're dealing with, and just a brief difference between the two methods. But now, this method, future energy information system, the difference between the Silva method and this method is that this method uses a concentration of energy within the body. So basically, all the images, all the associations, all the emotions that we have regarding a topic have its own place somewhere in the body, like an IP address. And our task is to locate it, find it in terms of intensity. Usually emotional intensity will tell us where exactly it is, this bulk concentration of this topic that we're talking about. So right now we're going to look, in a second I'll explain how, we're going to look for this bulk concentration of the topic of self-worth for you. And we're going to discover where exactly it is in the body. This will contain all the associations that you have for self-worth, being how others treat you, being how much money you make, or how you have maybe gone through poverty, or how you have been misused, or whatever bad things have happened to you. So all this exists within your body as an energy factor, and it has an exact location. So what we're going to do is we're going to find it, and we're going to either talk to it to change it, see if we can repurpose it, or if it's very bad, we're going to take it out of the body and burn it. And we're going to bury the dust deep underground. Afterwards, we're going to replace this bulk of energy, this ball of energy, with the ideal perception that you have, with the ideal associations. We need to answer is a few associations, what you associate self-worth with. What is it for you? How does it express for you? I mentioned a few options such as lack of money, or hard to earn money, or hard to be in a good relationship, or whatever, or bad health. Whatever negative expression it has for you, just write it down. Okay? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to lead you in a short meditation, and I'm going to use the Silva method technique to lead you into meditation. And afterwards, I'm going to ask you to go back in memory and remember the first time, or what you remember as an effect, one of the first effects to your self-worth. When did it derive? When did it originate, this problem with your self-worth? And when you're in alpha or in a meditative state, your consciousness will automatically give you the signal, or will prompt the instinct of when exactly it happened. So you would know one of the major, or a few, maybe it's a series of events that had caused you low self-worth, or some aspect of it. Maybe we can't clear everything today, but we can clear a big chunk of it. As much as we can do today. And if you feel that we haven't cleaned it all, you can listen to the recording again and do it again. But I'm just going to walk you through the process now, and we're going to do it. So before we begin, just to explain how energy flows according to this method, and it's what I told you has been seen and classified by a lot of people. So it's been looked at from multiple angles. It's not just the opinion of one extrasensory person, but it's the opinion of many. And so it has been stated in the books as is. It's a fact for the book. Now, whether this is true or not, you can only experience yourself. I can't tell you it's true for sure. I can definitely feel the energy flow as it's described, and you can start feeling it or try to feel it yourself and tell me how you feel. So the human body is an energy information system, and there are two main tunnels or paths where energy flows. One is from God, coming from above, going through your chakra on the crown chakra, down through all the other chakras, out from your root chakra, and it goes to earth. This is the downward energy flow, where you feed energy from God or universe or creator, or however you like to refer to God. The other energy flow comes from earth. It runs through your root chakra upwards and comes out of your crown chakra. The exact location of these two energy flows is the downward flow runs very close to your spine, while the upward flow coming from earth, you can imagine about 4 fingers forward from your spine for women, and 2 fingers or 2 centimeters in front of your spine for men. So for women, the distance is bigger. Do I have to repeat that? It's not that important anyhow. So how you control these energy flows and why are they important? You control them with your thoughts. So you close your eyes, you relax, you stand up, you put your pelvic forward like this for a yoga position, so as to align all your vertebrae in one line. You close your eyes, and then with your thought, you activate the 2 energy flows. Generally speaking, the one coming from below, the upward flow, is easier to feel. So that's why we start usually feeling the upward flow. If there's some serious blockages, and if you're very sensitive, you might start shaking as if the energy flow is trying to break up one of the blockages upward on your chakras. The downward flow is a bit more difficult to feel, but with some practice, you will feel that. So they're important because all the energy that we have in our body depends on these energy flows. And whenever one of them is not flowing properly or is not enough, there's a blockage or whatever, it does not feed the chakras. So the chakras start taking energy from the adjacent chakras, and then the adjacent organs to this chakra start getting sick. Wherever there is a blockage, all the or any of the organs around this chakra can get sick. Organs or anything else, psychological or mental, that is that this chakra corresponds to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be physical ailment. And so what usually happens is we start drawing energy from other people. We have a lack of energy, we start getting sick. So in order for us to heal and to remove karma and all kinds of blockages, anything that is caused by the lack of energy, which includes problems with self-worth, it includes all kinds of problems. If you practice this every day, as often as you can think about it, let's say once in a few hours, activate these two energy flows for a few minutes, over time, you will get rid of all your problems. There are techniques described in these books that we're going to practice now that help you do it radically, so in one go or over a few times. But if you want to maintain, because we're in a society, we're in an environment that is not pristine, right? There are people, we interact with people with different emotions, with different energy levels. We also give our energy to them, to close family. So in order for you to stay healthy, you need to maintain this energy flow all the time. The other option is you have to be protected, completely protected, which is also possible. It's one of the tricks or techniques described in this book. You can close off your energy system from others, but then the problem is once you close yourself off, you won't be able to be empathic to them, because this energy exchange allows you to feel for the other person. So closing yourself off is not a solution in the end. The solution is that you maintain consciously this energy flow, your connection, and take care of your own energy. Okay, so we're going to go in Alpha. I'm going to lead you to a meditation where we're going to recall a beautiful experience that we had. And since most of you haven't been to the Silva method, I'm going to explain again what a beautiful experience means. So every experience sooner or later ends up with a disappointment. It might be a small disappointment, but we don't want any disappointments when we are entering Alpha level, because it has to be pleasurable for us. So we're looking for a snapshot of an experience or a number of experiences that we've had where we felt at peace, joyful, happy, only positive emotions. So it could be a few movements that you had, a few laughs that you've had with friends, or preferably even in nature with animals, or just in a beautiful surrounding, maybe not with friends, because you might have negative associations with any friend or any relative. So if you don't want to include people, maybe better. Take a few snapshots where you felt perfectly at peace with yourself, and you can run them as a movie, one after the other. One might have happened in 2012, another one when you were 5. They don't even need to be chronological. So you choose a few snapshots where you felt happy and satisfied, just a beautiful memory that you had. And we're going to focus on how you felt, what you heard, what you smelled during this time. And this is how we're going to enter Alpha level. So to speed up entering Alpha level, what we're going to do is we're going to look up with our eyes towards our eyebrows. So imagine that my eyes are open now, but imagine I'm going to close them afterwards. So like this, and you close your eyes. Your eyes are still looking towards your eyebrows to reinforce rapid eye movement, REM, the state which you're in right before you go to sleep, so that our body relaxes, and this movement tells our brain that it's time for us to relax, that we're soon going to sleep. there's a very strong connection between the body and the mind. So every time we do something with our body, it reinforces the belief of the mind. This is one of these things that we can do. Another thing, as an example, is the 3-finger technique, when you encode something with your body. What we're going to do now is we are going to use our hand, once we're in alpha, to take out a ball that represents our self-worth that was bad, if it was that bad. If we can't convince it to be used for another purpose, the story, we're going to take it out, destroy it, and replace it with something else. Now, let me explain how this is going to work. So we're going to go in alpha, and then I'm going to ask you to remember the first experience you can think about where you felt the same feelings that you feel about your self-worth as you feel now. Exactly the same feelings. When was the first time you felt these feelings? Because we're working on a specific problem, on a specific goal related to your self-worth. It's a very vast subject. It's probably impossible to be able to pack everything in one go. But since self-worth and all associations in our mind, they're like, the neuron pathways with all the associations. Well, in the end, if you change one thing, if you tweak one thing, a lot of things will be changed as well. So if you say, I'm worth more money, this belief will express positively in your relationships as well. So it has a spillover effect. So we don't need to touch all the aspects of self-worth at once. With one go, we can touch a lot of things and change them. Okay. So we're going to think of the first thing we think about when it comes to the same feeling that you're experiencing right now, connected to your goal. And we are going to locate it in our body. So how do we locate it? We see where there's like a black, let's call it a ball, a concentration of energy, where our attention is drawn to. And this is how we're going to be able to locate it. So what we want to do then is we either talk it through. That means you can either rearrange the picture, or you can talk to the feeling and say, but can I use this feeling related to my self-worth for something else? Can it work for my benefit? For example, maybe you become very defensive when it comes to your self-worth. You feel that somebody is attacking you, you become very defensive. How can you repurpose this defensiveness to your advantage? Well, maybe you're more observant, more strategic. You direct it towards positive things. And the way to direct it is just tell yourself, now you're going to work for this and this purpose. If you think that it's impossible to reach an agreement, because you will feel an internal dissonance. So it will either feel good, yes, I agree, and that's like an elation of energy. Internally, you know whether your body agrees or not to what you're trying to do, what you're trying to convince it. So if it says yes, you will feel light, you'll breathe easily. Maybe you'll see some light internally with your internal eye. You will feel a nod. You'll get an association that says yes for you. If the energy says, or this image says, no, I don't think I'm able to work for this other purpose, what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the body with our hands, wherever it belongs. We're going to take it and we're going to burn it with the upward flow of energy that we just trained. When we burn it, we're going to take it again, take the ashes, bury them underground, deep underground, and leave them there. But at the same time, we have to replace it with something else. So first, we're going to increase the upward and the downward flows simultaneously, give it more energy. So first, stabilize the energy, but then we have to create a new image connected specifically to this feeling. So the opposite of this feeling. And you tell yourself how you would have reacted or how you would react in the current situation that you have in front of you. We're going to, again, because we're still relaxed, we're going to close our eyes. We're going to breathe first with the left hand. That means with each breath, I'm going to take a breath and it's going to elongate. I'm going to imagine that with each breath, it's growing and then retracting as I exhale. So first we're going to breathe with the left arm, then we're going to breathe with the right arm, then we're going to breathe with the left leg, then we're going to breathe with the right leg, then we're going to breathe with both legs, then we're going to breathe with both arms and with both legs, then we're going to breathe with the whole body. So the whole body, or every cell of our body, every pore of our body, not only the surface, the whole body, as we breathe, it will expand. And as we exhale, it will retract. I'm going to guide you as we go. I'm just explaining the process first. This process will take about 2-3 minutes until we reach the moment of breathing with the whole body. We're going to move swiftly. We don't need to dwell too long on it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to breathe all the resources in a sense of banknotes, electronic money, whatever resources you need, everything you need for the execution of your goal, right? If it's money, it's money. If it's something else, visualize what it is exactly that you're breathing in terms of energy. If it's not money, what exactly is it? Is it more self-confidence? Is it whatever it is? You can visualize it as small pearls. Just give it some physical expression, something that it represents to you. So you're breathing it in with your whole body and you're going to exhale. As you exhale, a part of it will remain as the residue in your sacral chakra, because this is where we create from. So a part of these resources are going to stay in the sacral chakra with us because we need to retain a part of it. And a part of it, with the exhale, we're going to direct as energy flow towards our goal. So imagine the goal is in front of us, and with each exhale, we have 2 energy flows. One stays in the chakra, the other one goes out to the goal. Here's what I have. About the Silva method, I have one course called the Healnlearn Method, and it's about the Silva method mostly. With the course Train the Trainer for the Healnlearn Method, there's more, or the majority of it is on this method.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I have one recorded session on karma clearing that was using this method as well.